We've been away for a few days looking at the Formula 1 news as it continues to roll out, and all stemming really from last week's prize-giving gala in Paris last Thursday. There's plenty of fallout then for now Sir Lewis Hamilton, and there's a fair bit of Max Verstappen to discuss as well. Here are the main talking points this Monday in the world of Formula 1. Before we go any further, hit of course the subscribe button down below to stay up to date with everything we do at GPFans. Follow on Twitter and Instagram as well at GPFans Global. But now let's get into the headlines from the last few days. We thought it was over and perhaps the dust may be settling on what was a tumultuous end to the 2021 Formula 1 season, with Mercedes ending their appeal against the FIA and Michael Massey's decision making in the final few laps of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. But it seems we are picking at things with a fine-tooth comb as usual in Formula 1, with new FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem warning Lewis Hamilton that he will find no forgiveness from the sport's governing body after the British driver failed to show up for the prize-giving gala last Thursday. Sir Lewis Hamilton, under his official title now, in theory broke sporting regulations when he failed to make an appearance at the grand event in Paris last week, with Article 6.6 of the FIA's regulations stating the drivers finishing first, second and third in the championship must be present at the annual FIA prize-giving ceremony. Speaking after replacing Jean Todt as the president of the FIA, Sulayem warned, "At the end of the day, rules are rules." Confirming he will look into the matter, Sulayem made a passing reference to the events of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, adding, "Of course, we'll have to also be following our own rules. But in the meanwhile, it doesn't stop us from making a champion feel good about the sport, you know? It's easy to be nice to people, and it is cheap to be nice to people. And it's also to motivate people. But definitely, if there is any breach, there is no forgiveness in this." Asked to clarify the no forgiveness comment, the new FIA president expressed a level of sympathy for Hamilton's championship defeat, but maintained that rules are rules. "I know that Lewis is really sad about what happened, and one word I would say is he's broken. But we have to look if there was any breach." Yeah, really good for Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes and the whole atmosphere around the FIA, it seems, by just starting to nitpick at a man who is still clearly reeling and suffering from a devastating title defeat. Now, the man receiving the Drivers' World Championship trophy that night at the prize-giving gala, Max Verstappen, has warned that title fights of the intensity of the 2021 battle could have a lasting effect or even shorten racing drivers' careers, as he reflected on the incredible 2021 season and his battle with Sir Lewis Hamilton. Of course, it all came to that dramatic one-lap shootout in Abu Dhabi, but when you look back at the number of heated and intense moments in the season, the accident at Monza between the two title contenders, the dramatic restart in Hungary that saw Lando Norris and Valtteri Bottas almost catapulted into the two Red Bull drivers of Verstappen and Sergio Perez, the highs and lows of Saturday's final qualifying lap in Saudi Arabia, and the madness the following day on Sunday's race, the Baku tyre blowout at 200 miles per hour, and that massive crash, of course, at Copse Corner at Silverstone, and naming just a few of the incredibly dramatic and intense moments that entertained us all season, and we should probably do a list about it, to be honest, but will undoubtedly have taken a toll on any Formula 1 driver, particularly with the stakes so high emotionally as well. When asked about this season being one of the best in Formula 1 history by CarNext, the Dutch champion replied, "I don't need to improve on this. For me, it doesn't need to be like this every single year. I don't think you can last a long time in F1 like that. I am happy with how it played out, but it was an amazing season, I think. A lot of unpredictable things happened, of course, the two teams fighting against each other. That is always more exciting than when it's just one team dominating and it is just the two teammates basically fighting." So Max thinks that perhaps the intensity levels in Formula 1 don't need to be as dramatic as we saw this year. We'd love to know your thoughts on whether you'd like to see that sort of battle week in, week out every single season, or perhaps are you happy just to let it be every few years so it's that little bit more special as well. Elsewhere in the last few days in Formula 1 news, Valtteri Bottas has claimed his time at Mercedes was a failure because he never won a world championship, while Toto Wolff has described his former driver as so much better than he thinks. And Sebastian Vettel has hailed Mick Schumacher's debut year in Formula 1. You can catch all of those stories on GPFans.com. Let us know all of your thoughts on all the breaking news in Formula 1 in that comment section down below, of course. And hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with everything we do here at the YouTube channel for GP Fans.